When you think about it, our lives are just this incredible tapestry woven from the connections we share with our family, our friends, our partners. So today, let's dive into that simple yet unbelievably profound world of human relationships.
So, I'm going to start with a question for you. What do milk toffees, stars, and light bulbs have in common? Sounds like a weird riddle, right? Well, the answer is they're all just brilliant metaphors for the relationships we build throughout our lives. Let's break them down.
First up, family. I mean, how perfect is this? Families are our foundation, right? They're supposed to be sweet and comforting, but let's be real. They almost always come with a few quirky, unpredictable, nutty members that make life way more interesting.
Then you've got your friends. And this one really hits home. They're like stars. It just perfectly captures what true friendship is all about. Life gets crazy busy, and you might not see them or talk to them every single day, but you just know. You know those core friends are a constant, shining presence in your universe. And finally, we have this amazing metaphor for commitment. Think about a relationship as a house that you build with someone. Now, when a small problem pops up, like a light bulb burning out, you don't just abandon the whole house and go buy a new one, right? No, you work together, you fix what's broken, and you maintain the home you've created. So when you boil it all down, that's what we're talking about today. A relationship is, at its heart, just the connection we share with other people. It sounds so basic, but these connections, man, they shape our entire lives.
So where does this whole journey of connection begin? Well, for pretty much all of us, it starts in the exact same place, with family.
These are our very first bonds. I mean, think about it. Before we can even talk, we're learning about love and trust and what it means to be connected from our parents or guardians. They're basically the blueprint for every relationship that comes after. Now, to really bring that milk toffee idea to life, let me tell you a quick story about this young guy named Rahul. His family is the absolute definition of close and loving, but Rahul, well, he's definitely the nut in their toffee. So, picture this. One afternoon, he's home alone and gets this wild idea. He finds some red paint, covers himself in it, lies down on the floor, and just starts groaning like he's seriously hurt, waiting for his family to get home. And you can just imagine what happens next, right? His family rushes in, totally horrified, thinking the worst. But just as their panic is at its absolute peak, Raha sits right up, just bursting with laughter. And after that initial shock wears off, they all end up laughing with him. See? Sweet with a few nuts.
All right, so after family, we move into the next phase. We start to form connections that we actually get to choose for ourselves, our friends.
See, here's the big difference. Unlike family, you're not assigned friends at birth. We build these connections our whole lives. Just think about it. You've got your friends from when you were a little kid, your teenage crew, and you keep making new ones at university, at work. It literally never stops. And this brings us right back to that beautiful stars metaphor. The best of these chosen bonds, these friendships, are the ones that last through distance and time. They become our constants, our guiding lights, even when we can't physically see them. But as we get older, our social world gets, a lot more complex. We have to learn how to navigate relationships that are incredibly close and personal, and others that are, by design, much more distant. And really, most relationships fall into one of two big buckets. On one side, you've got your intimate relationships, like with a life partner, that are built on love. And on the other, you've got formal relationships, say with a teacher or a boss, and those are based more on respect or a function, and sometimes even a little bit of fear. Both are totally necessary parts of life. And this gets us to a super important point about those intimate bonds. They take work. It all comes back to that house metaphor. A strong partnership isn't something you can just throw away. It's a structure you have to maintain and nurture and repair when things go wrong. You change the light bulb, you don't just give up on the house. But here's the thing. None of these connections are set in stone. Relationships are living, breathing things. They are always changing and evolving. A really common path looks something like this, right? You start as acquaintances, people you just kind of know. Then for some, a real friendship starts to develop. And out of those friendships, a few might deepen into those truly close, life-defining bonds. But that evolution isn't always a straight line up. Some relationships are positive and nurturing. They help us grow. But others, unfortunately, can turn negative or even harmful. And a whole bunch of them just change. They might get closer, or they might just drift apart and end. And you know what? That's all a natural part of the process.
And there's no rulebook for how fast this is supposed to happen. A romantic connection might spark and get super intense, like overnight. But a deep, meaningful friendship, that might take months or even years of shared experiences to really take shape. So when you kind of zoom out and look at the whole big picture, one fundamental truth about being human just jumps right out.
It doesn't matter if they're close or distant, new or old, positive or negative. These connections are not optional. They are a core, unavoidable, and absolutely necessary part of what makes us who we are.
It's funny, the philosopher Aristotle said it thousands of years ago, and it is just as true today. We are social animals. We are just hardwired for connection. It is incredibly difficult, maybe even impossible, for us to truly thrive all by ourselves. So as we wrap up, I want to leave you with this thought to take with you. Think about all the toffees and the stars and the light bulbs in your own life. Which one of those connections, whether it was sweet or challenging or a little bit of both, has taught you the most about who you are?